The Nerds of the Roundabout. I haven't said the name last time. Wow, this is right after the SEP thing because we're doing a little bit of grinding on this. So we're trying to do a little bit of pre-recording. But guys, welcome back. I'm here with the four of us, Ben, Matt, and Kenny.
All right.
And this one is actually up to Kenny to say the topic because he is going to say it, not me.
All right. So what we're talking about today will be books.
I'm guessing that the genre does not matter.
No, genre doesn't matter.
So it could be horror like Stephen King or R.L. Stine. It could be adventure, survival. It could be, God, I don't know, finding the true piece of, like, I don't know, sanity. And goddamn, if you read
fantasy,
yeah, no, or some other literature bullshit. I mean, God. I mean, we all read books. We all have. We all read books. I am a big guy of reading. I love reading. I'm a big fan of it. I went to college for English, for God's sake. And let me tell you, it is not easy. It was not easy at all. And no, I did not finish college. I instantly dropped out of that because I wanted to avoid college. It was not fun.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, personally, how's everyone doing today? How is everybody?
Could be better, could be worse.
Matt, how are you doing?
My stepdad used to say SSPD.
Okay. Glad you have your mind in an open, positive place. There you go, buddy. I mean, after this, me and Matt and Kenny have to record a mega episode type shit, and I gotta record 3 other videos. God, I just got so much work I gotta do now. I got a lot of stuff. This is the props of working night shift, and you stay up all night, because you have a lot of time to work with. So, I'm very happy with this. But books. I got a question. I think you guys might like this. What is a book that made you cry? Like, got you in your feels? If you ever read, even fan fiction counts. I'm very curious. I want to know what book you read made you cry. It could be more than one, but I'll go first for your guys' sake because I actually have 2 that got me in my feels multiple times. And I'm a big fan of the Harry Potter series. The movies aren't bad, don't get me wrong. I love Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling's a genius behind that. Even Kenny would agree with me. Rewatching, no, you're not a big fan?
I've never watched them.
Have you read the books?
No.
If I have anything to say about her book stuff, is that she has a great pretty decent story, but if you actually bother rereading them now without the lens of nostalgia or being a child at the time, you can tell that her writing style and thought process concerning her own universe are not exactly the best.
Now, I will greatly say this. Number 1 would be Harry Potter, because when I read The Half-Blood Prince, I think it was part 1 or 2. I don't remember which one it was. But you learn that Dumbledore and Severus planned all along. And that Severus loved Lily Potter so much that he was willing to give his own life to protect Lily's son. And that he cared. That was the biggest, like, heart squeeze of all time, because everyone hated Severus or liked him. And I love Al Rickman in the movies because he did a great Severus, but he did a great Snape. And I don't know why. It's just, you learn throughout the story. Reading the books are way better than the movie. Yes, I said it, fuckers. I will greatly piss off anybody who is a big fan of the movies. nothing against like the character, like the actors in the movie. I'm just saying the books feel more adequated to the story more because so much is in there that it's just amazing, and I fell in love with that. So I almost cried because you just hear like Dumbledore said when Severus did his Patronus, and it was Lily's Patronus, which was a doe, right, Matt? I don't remember this very well, but and he was like, Lily is like all this time, and he was like, always. It was always her. That was my number one. That made me sad in the books. That got me almost to cry because he cared, and then Severus died, which was sad. Damn you, Voldemort, you asshole. Ugh. I don't know if you guys know the second one. The second one I'm ready to say. I don't know if you guys read it, but I read it at a young age, and it's Where the Red Fern Grows. I read that
Heard about
book.
it. I never read it personally.
Kenny, have you read Where the Red Fern Grows?
Yes, and that was one of my books. Damn it.
And I think it was Little Ann and Old Dan were the two dogs, and a little boy with his family. He wanted to get two dogs, and he wanted to go coon hunting, I think it was. Was it raccoon hunting? Yeah, coon hunting or fox hunting. And he runs away from home just so he could go so far to buy two dogs, which he did so much work to make the money to buy dogs, and then he made a run away from home and he got the dogs. I think the saddest part that got me, I'm probably going to cry because I'm now remembering this, is when Old Dan protected Little Ann, then Old Dan passed due to complications after the bobcat or the mountain lion, and Little Ann just stopped living because of her brother was Old Dan, and that made me cry. I have never touched the book since. I can never finish it ever again. After finishing it, I bawled my eyes out. I was probably around 8 or 10 years old when I read Where the Red Fern Grows. I was a young age when I read that. Just like Harry Potter and Aragon, I fell in love with that book, but I cried, Kenny. I cried so goddamn much. That was just, I didn't want to go to the reality. I wanted a happy ending. I guess that was because of the kid aspect of me. I wanted a happy ending. But no, damn you, writer. You gotta ruin my morals. But yeah, that was probably going to be number one. That made me cry. That hurt me. Anyone else can go before I keep talking and I cry. God, I'm emotional distress. Fucking hell. All right. Who's going?
No one else is going. I'll go. I have two. One is The Sword of Shannara.
Ooh, what is that?
It is a old book that partially came after fucking Lord of the Rings trilogy. You can even see the Lord of the Rings effect on the first book, especially. But
God, I love Lord of the Rings.
the parts that really ended up causing me, and this has been a while, so my memory's not exactly the greatest concerning these, is I'm pretty sure dwarven companion of the squad ends up sacrificing himself in the book for his friends, and I grew majorly attached to that man. And it was arguably one of the most badass scenes in the entire book, but it fucked me over emotionally.
Oh.
But on a more well-known series would be the Percy Jackson books.
Oh, God, yes! The Lightning Thief. Oh, my God.
I could go on and on about the scenes in that book, in that
How
book
many-
series.
How many times you read Percy Jackson and Lightning Thief, by the way?
More times than I have fingers.
I think I've read it so many times. I remember it was an extra large. The lady was Medusa at this diner, and him, Grover was his name, right? The half
Yeah.
boy. Oh my God, I remember.
Crusader.
Yeah, the
Crusader.
Crusader. Yeah, and what was the girl's name? That was the daughter of Athena.
Shit, I don't remember her name. But the main love interest. I know who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, I know. And the cool part is that I remember that they went to this diner and they ran away from camp and they got extra large burgers from Medusa thing, and he had to use like some weird metallic mirror thing to cut off the head of Medusa and Annabeth.
Yeah, Annabeth. There we go.
And God, I love that movie. God, and the movies, ugh. But the book, God, I actually want to read it again. Fucking hell, you assholes. Damn.
Which Percy Jackson series books? Because there's 2 Percy Jackson series books.
The first one, made by the very first author.
Because there's
Rick.
one with Percy Jackson
He wrote both.
and the Olympians.
Steve Robo, right? Is his name?
Rick Riordan.
Rick Riordan. Okay, sorry, I don't know who Steve Bobo is. Sorry. But the original writer, fucking awesome towards that man. I love him to death. And also, Kenny, this will make you happy. Where the Red Ferns Grow was written by Wilson Rawls, and it was in 1961 this book came out. This is before our time, and that is amazing that I'm not the only one who read this, and it's such an old book, and I love it.
Rick Riordan's gone and wrote several books based in mythologies just in general. He's got one based in the Egyptian mythos, which had a interesting situation with his writing as he went back and forth between the POVs of the main characters as they were siblings.
Oh, that is
And he's got
amazing.
one set in the Roman mythos, which connects to Percy Jackson. And then more recently, he's got one set in the Norse mythos.
That is awesome. Did you know this? So The Lightning Thief is a 2005 American fantasy adventure novel based on Greek mythology. The first young adult novel by Rick Riordan. Yeah, Riordan.
Yeah.
The opening installment in the series Percy Jackson and Olympians. The book was recognized among the year's best for young adults. It was originally published on June 28th of 2005. One day before my fucking birthday. That is God, that's awesome. Wow. Oh. That is awesome.
Oh. I might get some people with my too.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is awesome. All right, what is yours?
Who's?
I'm waiting for Matt.
Yours.
No, Matt. No. I want to hear Matt. Hold on, Kenny. I'm sorry. I want to hear Matt.
Okay.
He's been too silent. You could agree with me. Silence
I think
means
I think he just now unmuted himself. I think he had himself muted for quite a while.
No, no, I've been talking. Because I said something about Percy Jackson.
He
What
did
was the-
say stuff.
Yeah.
emotional. Yeah.
I was like, well, let's say, like, were we talking about our favorite books, or were we talking about, like, sad
And
scenes?
the ones that brought me that brought you
Emotional.
emotions.
Book series that brought you the most feels.
Okay, the most. Okay. Series and unfortunate event.
Oh, damn.
Series of an
He went
unfortunate
there.
events.
A series
is
of
that?
unfortunate events. It was. I remember the Jim Carrey movie. I never actually read the book. But I remember the movie. The movie was definitely sad.
I never.
It was also, no, it was.
Never read it. Is it good?
Oh yeah, it's good.
1999, 2000. Holy shit. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
They made a movie and a TV series too.
They also had a prequel book series called All the Wrong Questions. The
Mhm.
genre is mystery, comedy, drama, black comedy, spy fiction, children's fiction, absurdist fiction, and gothic fiction. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Interesting. Authors were Brett Heliquist, Lemoy Snicket, and Daniel Handler.
Like with that book, with that series, like you'll get into a character and like
They just
it's like
kill them
what
all.
the hell?
What was this book written by fucking the same guy writing Jujutsu Kaisen
Fair enough.
or George R.R. Martin?
Like I just got into that girl from Jujutsu Kaisen.
They're like, oh, you like these characters? No, you don't. They're dead now. Fuck you.
You're showing a little bit of affection. Not anymore.
So that's weird. Did you know why a series of unfortunate events was canceled?
Why?
No big mystery here. It's ending simply because they run out of books to film. There are only 13 books in the series of unfortunate events anthology, and with 9 already have been put on screen in the first 2 seasons of the show, the remaining 4 are featured here. Huh. Well. Well, interesting. I want to know what is Kenny's.
Well, wait, because Matt had one. Do you have another one,
shit.
Matt?
Oh, I thought we were just doing one.
Everybody else has done
I mean-
two, I think.
No, I'm
It
I'll
don't
just do
matter.
one
No,
for
he doesn't.
Alright.
He doesn't need to do two. if
No, he doesn't
have
need
to.
to. No, he doesn't have to. I was just asking because thought I would. Anyways, my
Fair.
two,
Good.
because I do actually have two that really screwed with me. The first one was one that I actually read in school. It was Of Mice and Men. At the very ending, when Lenny died.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And the second one was Bridge to Terabithia. Because that was bull.
Okay, look at me.
Oh
No,
shit.
you look
Oh
at
shit.
me.
I am looking vaguely in your direction.
I don't know what direction I'm looking at. I'm just looking at a camera, okay? That's all I know.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, what?
You.
Oh, no, you're getting
Oh,
the middle.
what? You
You're
want me
getting
to
the
bring
bird.
up Bridge to Terabithia? You didn't think I'd bring up Bridge to Terabithia?
Oh my god. All right.
She
Anything.
failed me.
All right. What's your next one, Kenny?
I said my two.
Oh, you already did?
Yeah, it was Of Mice and Men and Bridge to Terabithia.
Okay, hold on. I have a joke about Big British. It involves D&D. I guess she failed her athletics check.
Oh, damn. Well, no, because the rope snapped. That wouldn't have been an athletics. It would have been a test of fortitude.
Dex save.
Yeah. A saving check.
Nah, she failed the
Saving
D20.
throw.
She failed.
Yeah.
She got a nat 1. When Tomb Raider goes wrong. I could do it. No, you can't. You rolled a 1. Bye-bye.
Which was really bad because they really got us interested in that character. They had it through the entire book. and then at the very end, they took that character out.
Ugh. How they get you.
Alrighty.
Eh.
All right. What's a good question that we all can ask ourselves about books?
I've
What would-
I've got
what would
one
be good?
that's relatively easy. What's
Yeah.
your favorite book series?
Ooh. I have two.
I only have one. Well, no. No, I do have two.
I wish I
Well,
could say
who wants to
three.
go first?
I guess I will. Now, I'm a huge fan of reading like the really good series. Probably one of the I am a big fan of Harry Potter, but I've read it so many times. I read Hang on. I got to remember. There we go. Here we are. It would be the Aragon series. Would probably
Yes.
be number one. By
That's a good one.
Christopher
That's three now.
Paolini. I think it's Paolini. What is his last name?
me-
Paolini. Yeah,
gonna look him up.
Paolini. Yeah, Christopher Paolini. I'm a big fan of it. I
Oh, no,
love.
Did you hear? Sorry. Did you hear that they're actually coming out with another book for the Aragon series?
I hope I will read it.
They are. They are. And actually, it's already.
Yep, it's called Murtagh.
Yeah, it's picking up where the last book
M-
left off.
Murtagh.
2023. Oh my god! I gotta order it. Oh my god, how do I order you?
I haven't read it yet. I'm supposed
No.
to be able to listen to it though because I my dad got it on the discs.
I heard that
don't know.
there's a possible Aragon TV series by to start.
I heard about that also.
Late 2020, at the end of 2024 or sometime in 2025. But no, I love Aragon series so much. Oh my
was
god.
a very good, fun read.
This was probably one of my favorite. I don't know why. It was, I mean, at the age of 8 and 9 and 10, I read the shit out of this. Again, I was a young age.
Good book series, and the movie was
Was a shit.
it was okay.
No,
At
the
our
movie
age-
flopped.
Whoa! At our age, it was good.
For movie adaptations of books, it's
The movie did not
it's
stand
okay.
up very
It's
well.
an okay one, but mind you, that's a very, very low bar to pass because
Yeah.
most movie adaptations of books are god awful.
Well,
Oh yeah, I know.
I
I
just
can at
thought-
least say the Aragon movie was a fun watch.
Well, see, I have to watch all of the movies that are based off of books as standalone. I can't look at them and the books, because then I'll just be
I-
disappointed.
And
So I just-
that's my problem with the Percy Jackson movie series.
Well, I never read
And
any of the books.
I
so-
hated them. I
I had it
despised
easy,
those
I never read
fucking
'em.
movies.
I-
Anyways, was that both of yours, Garrett, or you got the other one?
I got another one actually. Have you ever heard of the Gone series by any chance?
Yes.
Now,
No, I have not.
you have not heard of the Gone series. Oh my god. Hang on. Let me
Or at
Let me
least it's
Google
not off the top
this.
of my head, anyways.
let me
Yes.
let me look this up and let me share my screen to you guys. Now, Gone was a 2008 book that was actually amazing, hands down. There you go. I just shared my screen for you guys. Look at that. So the Gone series
Yeah, I've read it.
was very popular. It was by Michael Grant. And I read the shit out of these as a kid. I think I got to Gone and maybe a bit of Hunger, but I haven't gotten down to the entire line, which I'm about ready to get a hold of now. But I do remember the Gone was just like, it was a book I had to randomly choose in 8th grade to do a book report. I had to read the entire book. And I'm not going to lie, 261 pages, beautiful. I loved that book to death. That was a good one. So what it's about that makes it interesting is that in the blink of an eye, all the adults disappear in a small town in Southern California, and no one knows why. Cut off from the outside world, those that are left are trapped, and there's no help on the way. Sam Temple and his friends must do all they can to survive. Chaos rules the streets. So anyone over the age of 16 or older, right, Kenny? All adults over that age just disappear. They're gone.
18.
I think it was 18.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's been a while again, but this very good book. I love.
Sounds a lot, but honestly, I thought it sounded a lot like The Children of the Corn.
Oh no, it's good though. I recommend it to anyone. You should definitely read it. It's a good book, and I am possibly going to read the rest of the series because now I'm going to order the entire series as someone is talking right now because I want it. I own the entire Aragon series besides Mortog. I gotta get Mortog. How do I get Mortog? I want it.
Well, first you need to close your stream.
Oh yeah, continue.
Anyways, who's next then?
What was the question?
Favorite book series?
I'm gonna be different, and I'm gonna say I have 2, and Hunger Games and Divergent.
Both are decent.
They are.
Those are definitely good.
And no, I'm not saying because they made movies out. I just like them because the adventure, the
Well, I wish they would make
dangerousness.
I wish they would make a movie on 4. On the last one.
I'm number 4. That's also a great series.
Well, no, 4 was the final book in the series of Divergent.
Okay, who's next?
Kenny?
All right, I have 3. The first one was Hunger Games. The second one was Narnia.
Oh, Narnia is
freaking
such a
love
good
Narnia.
one.
Gotta love Lion
Narnia.
Jesus.
Huh?
I said, gotta love Lion Jesus.
And then the third one is actually Twilight.
God
Okay.
damn. No, not sparkly vampires.
I didn't like it because of the sparkly vampires.
No, that's all I know it
Because
as.
of
Is
the
a
storyline.
fucking sparkly
The
vampires.
story is
On-
really good.
I had to
mean,
grow. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting this because I want to say this. I'm sorry. Can you forgive me, Ben? I'm sorry. Let me rant, please. I
Go.
beg you.
rant. I was
Please.
gonna just point out something funny, but
Fucking
rant.
middle school and intermediate school, when I was younger, all I had to fucking heard is, are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? Team werewolves or vampires? And I look at them like, I don't know what the fuck Twilight is. Shut up. Leave me alone. And all I had to see was like fucking weird cover notebooks of like Jacob. Oh my god. And Edward. Oh my god. Robert Pattinson. Dude, you know how awkward it is to have a fucking 14-year-old girl, not even 14, sorry, 10 to 11, and then maybe 8 or 9, and they have all of this shit, and I'm wondering, like, your parents let you watch this? Listen, I've seen Twilight. I've seen the entire thing. I haven't read the books. I know what the books are. I just won't read it. But I've watched the movies, and I'm wondering, how does their parents let their little kids watch this? I understand it's a fantasy. Don't get me wrong. But god damn, a sparkly fucking vampire, man. That is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry. A vampire does not stand in daylight, okay? In my aspect of this, they burn. They burn for real. What did you just say? Oh my god, what the hell is this on the Discord? Do not recite the deep magic to me, which I was there when it was written. Oh god.
Rant over.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm fuck
No,
fuck
so
Twilight.
Here's something funny concerning Twilight. So y'all know the 50 Shades of Grey book?
Oh
Yeah.
god.
No,
Yes.
it originally was a Twilight fan fiction.
Wow.
That's
And
not even a lie.
And
It originally was a fan fiction of Twilight.
I say second one's
and
the
I will
best.
gladly say this. I will gladly say this too. Okay, Grey's Anatomy, not Grey's Anatomy. What was it? 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey.
Jesus Christ, you have a kink desire to try to find out your sexuality. That's all I know. It's all about sex. It's all about sex.
It was. It's entirely just a lewd fan fiction of Twilight.
I
But
haven't
beyond
read
that,
it. Thank God.
I have two book series I read, and one ironically I haven't read that are on my top three, and that my number one will have to be the Magnus Chase series from Rick
Ooh.
Riordan. It is just an amazing trilogy written by Rick after he had gotten off the ground and has reached his peak, in my opinion. Second to that would have to be the Maze Runner series.
Ooh, yes. I was gonna
Okay.
say that.
I'm proud of that. Okay, you guys are gonna
But-
probably call this. I'm cutting you off, dude. I just saw on Etsy or eBay the full entire Aragon series, Aragon Eldest, Brisgar, Inheritance, and Murtag, all signed by Christopher Polini, is like $890, and I'm really debating on buying it.
No.
That's fair. But the book I haven't read that somehow managed to warm its way up to my top three, and it's primarily because the lore implications on the entire series it's connected to is the Darth Bane trilogy for Star Wars.
Okay, have you
Oh.
read the Darth Plagueis one by any chance?
No, I have not. Mainly because I haven't had access to them. If I had any access to these big Star Wars books, you bet your ass I would have consumed them. Whereas, as I currently am, I know most of the lore, I just haven't read the books.
Fair.
But
Do you know-
the Darth Bane trilogy has the biggest lore implications because he's the originator of the Rule of Two. Not to mention, he was arguably one of the strongest Sith Lords in his prime, primarily because he had a suit of armor that would make him literally unbeatable.
Have you heard of Darth Nihilus? I think it's Nihilus. Nihilus.
Nihilus.
He is greatly
Yes.
underrated. Greatly.
He really is. The Wound in the Force is one of the top most powerful characters in Star Wars, period.
And then there's that
Primarily
darkness
because-
entity known as Aria. What's her name? She starts with an
Yeah.
A. She's like,
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember
God,
the name either.
she's known as like the darkness of everything. Like literally the darkness. It's
But
like
mind
the
you, meanwhile,
yeah.
the most fucking powerful Force user known to goddamn Star Wars is Darth Revan.
Yeah.
Who also had some books to himself.
Plagueis was very powerful too. I know, we're talking about Star Wars now, I
Anyways.
know. This is against the topic.
I mean,
But
not
really.
entirely.
No,
you know how
this
many
is
books are in the Star Wars name?
Oh, a lot.
They're mostly EU now, but
so
they're
no-
there.
Another book series that I thought was gonna come up would have been like Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit series. Those
I'm
two.
honestly not too fond of the Lord of the Rings. I understand that if we didn't have the Lord of the Rings, we wouldn't have the fantasy genre as we know it now. But it's just
Overrated.
so ungodly boring to read. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't need to know the exact fucking piece of every tiny little food that they're eating. I don't need an entire chapter dedicated to a feast.
Yeah, those were I kind
And
of skipped over those.
the thing is, it comes down to who he is as a writer. Because people hate going on walks with this man because he will stop like a dog at every flower to look at it for like 15 fucking minutes.
What are we,
He has to get the detail of the flower
what
down.
what are we ranting about? I was too busy looking
Lord of the
at
Rings.
The Lord of the Ring franchise, and how I hate the fact that he doesn't go into detail. That man goes into explicit detail. He will describe the fucking fibers on a leaf when we don't need that information.
Oh boy.
And also, it's also got one of the biggest reasons I don't fucking want to play Death Stranding. It's primarily just walking.
I think I kind of like it when he's.
Prove me wrong.
I like that he is angry. This is good.
You're not the first person who enjoys me being angry. My other friends completely rile me up on purpose because they think it's funny.
It is kind of funny though.
Sometimes.
I have intensity about things I'm passionate about, and I don't need this much. Lay down, dog.
So
Lay down.
So what I really do like is that I will go into the Star Wars books, yes, are very good. One of my favorite because of that is that there's two writers I know that are really good. I don't know the other one. Shit, I can't remember his name, but I know the first one is Timothy Zahn. Timothy Zahn is one of the best Star Wars writers I have ever read. Almost compared to Anthony, not Anthony Zahn. What is his name? Piers Anthony, which is another fantasy writer from the 80s and 70s. He did like an entire like giant book series of fantasy and magic that was like fantasy opening, hands down, like shocked everyone in the world. Like, you're talking about H.G. Wells meets, like, crack cocaine and steroids and LSD, and there, boom, you got Timothy Zahn writing fucking Star Wars. One of the greatest things, hands down. Like, it's great. I actually love that we're doing a discussion about books. This is great. There's one more book writer, and I can't find him because... Oh, Salvador! Al Salvador. I think his name is Salvador. That's all I know. And Salvador is another genius Star Wars writer that brought a lot. I grew up dealing with my dad. My dad, I love my father to death. He's a good man, genius of everything he does. And he has... Oh, shut up. And he read almost every single Star Wars book, every Piers Anthony book that you could fucking name. He probably doesn't remember it very well, but... Dear God, I deal with like 5 or 8 bookcases full of books. I'm talking like bookcases, guys, like a library at my home. That's how fucking intrigued my dad was with reading. Like, shit, I bet he has like 8 copies of each book, Ben. Shit, I could send you an entire Star Wars series.
Ben,
Seriously.
did you hear that? He has a dad.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to find out how many books are required to have a library.
It's like over thousands.
I like hundreds, man. How you...
According to the American Library Association, a library must have a minimum collection size of 5,000 items.
Well, not 5,000, but it was a lot. The what is the there was a book, I remember, the book, the boy of shit, what was it?
I don't know. I can't read your brain.
No, it was about
Yeah.
it was about a setting of a boy that went to this house and he never ages, but his family did, and he was gone for like 16 years, and his family grew older, and he didn't grow any older. It was something. It was a little book. I think I have it. I have to go find it, and I'll tell you all about it. But it's a really good book. I read that at a young age too. I think it was around 12 when I read that. That was a really good one. Do you guys remember the short stories when you were in school, in that English class? Like To Build a Fire by Jack London. Do you remember that by any chance?
Yeah.
Ben, do you know what To
It
Build a
was the
Fire?
bane of my existence.
Think so.
So, To Build a Fire, was by Jack London. But it was about this man. It was a short story, so it's like maybe 10 pages, not that big. I think it was around 48 pages. Okay, it's not that big. That's nice. So, it has like this guy and his dog, they go out into this really, really cold area of the world. I don't know where precisely. But he goes in exploring, and these old men warn him not to go out in wintertime, even though he's cocky and stubborn. And he goes there with his dog. So they're walking across this ice area where water is, and his dog fell through, and he helped his dog get off ice from forming on him because of the cold water. In the end, the guy dies because he got so cold that his hand stopped working. He started not be able to do that. So he struck all his matches he had to start a fire, and then the fire died out, and then he just accepted his fate and died. That was the end of it. And the dog just ran through the cold to find civilization because it was left alone. It was a good book. It was a good book.
Sounds like it.
It is a very good one. I might have to share that one to you, Ben. That's a very good book. I think you'll like that one. It was in 1902. It was published. But God, what's another one I can think of that'd be kind of good for you? Remember The Outsiders?
Yes.
Vaguely.
Oh my God, The Outsiders. I remember that so well. Outsiders. It was by S.E. Hinton. Oh my God.
The movie that they made. Did you know Tom Cruise was in there?
No, I did not. I didn't know there was a movie.
The Outsiders, yes. And it was in like in the 80s, I think, or in the 90s. No, because Tom Cruise is I would say 80s.
Okay, so the names of the characters were Dallas Winston, Daryl Curtis, Ponyboy, Michael Curtis, Johnny Cade, and Keith Two-Bit Matthews. And Soda Pop Curtis, yeah. So that was the name of the characters. So, God, that is...
Stay gold, Ponyboy, stay gold.
Yeah, Johnny Boy. Yeah, he didn't he die at the end of the movie because he had a burning pillar thing fall on him, damaging his back. It's a 161-page book. It was good.
$1983.
The book came out in 1967.
Yeah.
Huh. What do you guys have any recommendations?
Well, I read this one, or started reading this one book series, Maximum Ride.
Maximum Ride.
Yeah.
Maximum Ride. Ooh, that is just popped up when I put Max. When did this come out?
It was a long time ago.
Hey, won't even tell me.
Uh,
Maximum Ride is a series of young adult science fantasy novels by the author James Pattinson. The series centers on adventures of Maximum Max Ride and her family called the Flock, who are winged human avian hybrids created at a lab called the School. They did 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, my Siri's talking
Nope.
to me now.
Actually, I don't think that those are the same.
They're
Because
both
one of them's
by
a manga.
yeah, they're
the-
made
one of
by
them is a
James
manga.
Patterson.
One of them is the manga, and the other one is the actual books I was talking about, like the
Yeah.
Maximum Ride, Schools Out Forever, and Maximum
Saving the
Ride,
World.
Saving the World. Those are the only three that go together. The others are mangas. They don't really. I don't think they really go with the rest of the Maximum Ride.
I don't know. They count them as a really big series, though, apparently.
So I got a book that I know everybody has read.
I'm ready.
Especially in school.
Go
What's
for it.
that?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
By Harper
Yeah.
Lee.
One of the most boring reads I've ever had.
But I know it. All of us in school has had to read that book.
Now,
Yeah, it was. a bane
now,
of my
don't get me
existence.
wrong. I love Harper Lee. That is actually a really good book because Atticus Finch is the father of the brother and sister, right? Or is it just Scout is like has a brother, right? If I'm correct, I gotta remember this.
I remember it's been
To
ages.
Kill a
Oh, yeah.
Mockingbird. Yeah, Jim Finch. So the characters are their dad Atticus and Jean Louise Scout Finch and her brother Jim, Jem Finch, and then I think it was Capruna was Atticus's what maid wife slave
No.
wife because she's black.
Yeah.
Jill Harris was her neighbor. Tim Robinson was a guy that had a limp right arm due to cotton planting, and Boo Radley was the boy that was locked in the attic due to being like a serial killer or a psychotic kid, and he was kept in the attic. I remember this so well. My God, I haven't seen. I might need to read To Kill a Mockingbird again. I actually was a big fan to Kill a Mockingbird as a kid. It was a good.
Okay, I got a question.
Mhm.
What's everybody's favorite artist?
Favorite
Dude,
what?
what?
Like
Wait a minute.
writer, Artist.
Writer?
Oh,
Author.
author.
Oh, don't
I'm
you dare
getting
say.
tired, that's what I'm saying.
Don't you
Hey,
dare
writer.
say. Don't you fucking do it, Kenny. I swear to God,
I've-
if you say Stephen
I've
King,
got one.
I'm gonna set you on fire.
Hey, Ben, go.
Rick Riordan. That will be my number one. Just period.
Oh yeah, the Lightning Thief.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Percy Jackson
I've
series
been
is
a-
really.
I've been a massive mythology nerd since I could comprehend.
Dude, that
And Rick is just right. It's mythology for most of the popular mythos as we've stated. So he caught my attention real fast, and I stuck it.
Now, I am a big J.K. Rowling fan, but I have to go for Christopher Paolini. I love the Aragon series. I love it. I don't know why. I'm probably gonna reread the entire fucking series again because I just can't help myself. It just never gets boring. I don't know why. But do you ever get that first adventure thing when you read the first one and you just want to keep reading? Like then you got to Eldis and then
Yeah.
you finally went to the Elvish people territory, and he like didn't eat meat, he ate
And you
bread.
really said Elvis there.
Elves territory.
I know, but like you really said Elvis. which is funny.
Eldest,
Imagine-
same
imagine-
difference.
An entire people of just Elvis Presley.
Oh yes, the king of fucking rock and roll. Yeah, man. Let's go to Graceland. Let's go to Memphis, Tennessee.
Kenny.
Give me a second.
Matt, what about you?
I'll wait on Kenny.
No,
Give me a
no.
sec.
We're waiting on him. I want to hear what you say.
I know, no. I'll wait. Because he has his, but he's just his
Well,
computer.
my favorite author, I'm gonna fuck up the name. Lois Lowry.
Who is that?
That is the author of a book called The Giver. That is one of my
Karen, I
favorite
think you have
books.
it. I think you have that book.
Giver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Giver. What is
I've
The
read the
Giver?
books and I've read the book and watched the movie. They were both really good.
What is this? Hold on. I think I know this.
Should.
Yeah, that was another one that I read in high school.
It's kind of like a dystopian, right?
Mhm.
Utopian or
dystopia.
dystopian? Yeah, it is a utopia and dystopia. Utopia and dystopia. It's kind of like the world of worlds. I think it is known as. You guys ever read that by any chance?
No.
Oh, the Great New
No.
World. The Great New World, I think it is known as. Oh god. Hold on. I'm trying to fix this. Or is it a Brave New World? The Great New World or a Brave New World? I think it was. Yeah, by Aldous Huxley in 1932. The Brave New World is a dystopian novel. I recommend it. This is great. Wow, I have totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's actually good. Thank you. I actually re-jumped my brain. God, The Giver actually reminded me of that. Damn, that was in like another writing class I had to take, and I had to read this too. I had to read so many books. God. Wow, this is amazing. What would you you say that one. Yeah, that's a good one. Not bad actually. Holy shit. Wow. Is there anything else guys want to ask?
No, off the top of my head.
How'd you guys feel about H.G. Wells' The Time Machine?
Mm,
So this is gonna be old. I didn't. My favorite.
You were not a big fan of H.G. Wells?
No. I'm saying I didn't tell you my favorite.
Oh, yeah,
he
what's
didn't tell
yours?
his.
I'm gonna go old school, mainly because he made this book series.
What do you have?
Homer.
Homer?
He did the
That
Odyssey.
that is a massive
Oh!
drawback, but also technically incorrect.
It was
Oh.
by not Socrates. Damn it, what's his name?
No. The technically incorrect part is back
What?
during that time of that was mostly just word of mouth. Stories were told from ability to speak rather than actually written down anywhere. So technically he wasn't an author of anything.
No, it's literally really hard to God. So,
But that's by
Who wrote-
technicality.
Who wrote the Odyssey and why? So what is the Odyssey? Odyssey is an epic poem in 24 books traditionally attributed to the ancient Greek poet Homer. The poem is the story of Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, who wanders for 10 years. Although, it's Ithaca. Although the action of the poem covers are only the final 6 weeks trying to get home after the Trojan War. Now, I don't know if it was really written by Homer. Homer's a genius. Don't get me wrong. It's like Socrates and Virgil. Brilliant poets and philosophers of the Greek era. But the Iliad Odyssey was written by Homer. Not by himself. I don't think he did it by himself. There is no way. 24 books? 24! Traditionally written to make the Odyssey. So, I mean, Ben has a point. I mean, I am a big fan of Greek mythology.
Yes. It's yes and a no, but I'm still gonna stick with my answer.
I mean, I'm not telling you to change your answer.
Oh,
I'm just saying that that
Technicality
it's complicated.
I mean, if Aldo goes into honor of Homer in a proper way, because I love English, and I went to college for English, he wrote it in Greek, which is the first version.
Well, the thing is I don't remember if he actually wrote it, or if like most of that era, if it was just spoken.
I don't know. It was in Latin. He wrote it in Latin. Greeks spoke Latin. They read Latin. Latin is a dead language. But, I mean, dead language means that we don't usually speak with it anymore. Correct, Kenny? It's a language that is no longer used.
Latin is actually, I believe it's still, there's still plenty of people who speak Latin.
I'm going to say, is Latin a dead language? So since all the Roman languages are derived from Latin, it could never be called an extinct language. There are no countries or states currently using Latin as their model of communication, but interestingly, Latin is considered official language of the Vatica City, a sovereign state that is surrounded by Rome. Oh, Vatican? Okay, I was close.
It's the Vatican.
So
it's straight up just the Vatican being like, we're
it's
our own country.
So wow. But so it is a yes and a no dead language, but we don't have the use of it anymore. But it is one of the very first languages spoke. The dawn of humanity.
If it wasn't for Latin, we wouldn't have, say,
the Bible.
French.
No, we wouldn't have Christianity.
Go the Bible.
No, we would not have
Christianity. Christianity probably would have found itself to be existing anyways, because it originated from being Jewish, but the Bible would have been written in a different language.
I mean, but I will say this, and this is gonna sound like a dick move, kinda. The Christianity culture, even though that the Jewish culture did make Christianity, or a different religion that is responsive to the Christianity religion, is based off of the Latin text, if I'm correct of. It is an old language.
Well, actually, technically, after doing a lot of research, our text was actually made in multiple different languages originally.
But that doesn't mean they did not steal from other other texts, though, correct?
That's a very hard question to answer because of my stance on it.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's possible. I know, but that's my opinion. It's a possibility. Is it a possibility, though? Due to the language of the Latin. Because Latin was way before even the dawn of Christ.
A better question would have been...
I mean, you're correct, because Jesus was executed by the Romans, so...
This is before the Roman Empire.
Yeah, no, Latin is the language of the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire existed before the birth of Christ.
Well, what
Well,
I
we're
was gonna
getting
say
yeah
is do I believe that there might have been some
twisted
Mickey Mouse.
things, twisted a little bit of twisted. I'm guessing.
well, I was gonna say lost in translation
Yeah.
stuff. Yes, I believe that there could have been stuff lost in translation. Do I believe that it was necessarily stolen? I could see the similarities between them, but really, it's kind of a toss up on if they did or not,
I
because
mean,
no one was there to see it.
can we not show respect and greatness to the Greeks? Even though they're all dead, it's kind of sad, but they made their own gods. They made their own language. They made their own gods. They gave them names. Romans just took what the Greeks did
So,
and said that we
actually,
did
that's
it.
factually incorrect, as I found out later.
Mm,
So the Roman gods already existed in the Roman pantheon before they took over Greece. They just adapted some of the Greek stories.
yeah, I mean, okay. So, how do I say this? Because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to twist this to religious of the mythology days. The Greeks were first before the Romans, so Romans changed names between the gods that were known as.
No, they didn't
Ca-
change the names. They quite literally had their own gods with those names. But after they took over Greece, they took the Greek stories and threw them into their own religion. So
Well, I'm
you
Yeah, it
know,
was
just
kind of a
stuff that
merger.
Zeus,
Hold on.
stuff that Zeus did became stuff that Jupiter did because the Romans just
well,
merged the religions.
Hold,
It
wait,
wasn't
whoa,
a steal, but a
Garen,
merger.
yeah. What's
hold
up?
on. How about we stop on the mythology spectrum, and let's save mythology for
For another
podcast.
video. Yeah.
Let's save all the mythology stuff for a different podcast.
Probably a better idea because this
Yeah,
can
Yeah.
go into several hours.
Exactly. That's what I could feel you about to give you more information. It's like, how about you stop, and let's make that a different podcast. Not the next one, but let's make that as a different one.
Okay, I do have to say this though. I did look it up and like, is Greek or Arabic older? Both of these languages are dead and extinct today. Greek is the oldest known living language, which is technically true because I mean, shit, that's kind of cool. God, I can go for hours on this. God, I
I
love.
know. That's why I stopped you.
Shit. God, we have to
But-
record. Fuck, I forgot. We have other shit we have to do. God. Homer is a genius. Don't get me wrong. But if I had to say the one who probably helped him out all the most during that, if they were in the same era of the philosophers and poets, would be Socrates and Virgil, I feel like, would have to help Homer out.
Maybe.
Because they're one of the greatest philosophers and poets of all time, too, along with Homer.
Mhm.
So
A lot of the philosophers and such did work together vaguely, but that also had stupid rivalries.
yeah, I mean,
Like
one of the people. Yeah.
unironically, they'd basically sometimes show up and be like, Socrates is a fucking moron.
Socrates was a genius in mathematics, actually, if I was correct. He was a genius
Other
of the
times-
mathematics.
Other times they'd show up and be like, hey, look at this. Fucking Homer thinks that they'd be able to do this shit. Look at Homer, he's a fucking douchebag.
Dude,
And
I don't
it's just-
know.
that was just a level of fucking petty bullshit the Greek
Don't-
philosophers sometimes
Don't laugh
brought up.
at me when I say this. Every time I hear Homer, I keep thinking of The Simpsons. I don't know why.
Same.
He's over there like, just doing his food thing. He's like,
I'm
must
pretty sure,
need food.
pretty sure some of the stupid fucking petty shit that they said Homer did is part of the inspiration for Homer Simpson.
Would not surprise me.
Because seriously, the squabby, the fucking petty bullshit that the philosophers sometimes got up to would remind you of high school girls.
That's good. That's a good example. Oh, shit. Oh, woo. That's actually not bad. Oh God. I have one more philosopher, and I'm done. I won't talk anymore. But he did do some books, and he did a lot of philosophy, and it was Immanuel Kant. I was a big fan of Kant when I was younger, because Socrates was a genius, but Immanuel Kant is another one of like one of my favorites that he did a lot of. I think Immanuel Kant.
Hey,
Is that how you say his name?
it's too late. I'm not letting you out.
I'm gonna say Kane philosopher then.
You're staying inside, cat.
Kane
Besides, it's dark. What are you gonna do without front claws, you freaking little weirdo?
What is it Immanuel Kane? I thought his name was Robert Hillary Kane.
You're gonna go. You're gonna stick with this for a while. You might as well just let yourself drift off into, mildly annoyance on not being able to figure out the name.
Yeah, it was Immanuel Kane. He was in the era of Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. He was in the Renaissance era. He was a very famous philosopher. We'll have to talk about philosophy probably sometime, about very famous philosophers. That would be a good nerd out moment. Mythology and philosophy. And then I do want to do, possibly, if I can ever choose, before Kenny does, is Leonardo da Vinci. I want to get into the topic of Da Vinci. I don't know.
You are going to be choosing before he does.
I don't know. Me and Kenny are very unique minds. We always think of something that always kind of pisses each other off.
Either or. If you guys, we're gonna talk about it anyway.
All right, we're done. I think we're done. I think we did what we were supposed to do today. Matt, do you have anything else? Kenny,
No.
Ben.
Nope.
Bye.
Kenny's like bye. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Kenny, for giving your opinions and facts. Kenny, I love that you know what the Red Fern Grows was. That was probably...
Yeah, I was tricked into reading it once.
It's a good book, but
It is a good
goddamn,
book.
the last 80 pages just destroys you, man. You become like a whole different person. You feel like that poor person who has like seen like a sad movie. You just want to eat a carton of ice cream.
Another really sad one before reading the video. Another very sad one. Old Yeller.
Ah! Fucking rabies.
But guys, comment down below what you got your book is, and
Yeah, please let us know what are your favorite book series, author, book that made you guys sad and made you feel like that. Because again, I would love that. We love doing this. This is actually a lot of fun. And I'll also put a link down to our channels. We are recording every day. Every day.
I don't say every day, but
We're due to our scheduling. It's a little hectic, but we're doing the best we can.
Those 3 channels, anyways, because I do not have a channel.
Yet.
Fair enough.
Yet.
The day I get a PC, that might change.
You're going to come outside and look at your mailbox and you say, from Garen to Ben.
But
Yeah.
bye, guys.
But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next podcast. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.